Hi everyone, welcome back to another video on my channel. My name is Adam and thank you for being here again. If you are a returning subscriber and if you're new here, thank you very much for giving my channel a look and having a look at this video. Don't forget to subscribe if you enjoy whatever I'm talking about or whatever I'm showing. Like my videos, leave a comment, let me know what you think. All the YouTube talk and all those things you usually ask to do. I feel like my camera's a bit too, hold on, watch a bit too low now. That will work. What do I start with? It's going to be a short one this week, I think. Yesterday I've put out a video of me dyeing two of the yarns that I'm going to be selling in my shop. So if you want to have a look at that video, it's on my channel, just uploaded yesterday. So that took me quite a long time to edit all of it together, and I mean, there's no voiceover, there's absolutely nothing, because by the time I was finished with it, I just didn't have the energy. So I just put the video out with some music underneath, and I thought, right, that's done. Because I've recorded it in sections pretty much, and there was a lot of time where the camera was just focusing on the pan behind me, cooking the yarn, and that would have been boring, so I had to edit all of that out. But my ancient computer that my dad put together, DIY'd, it was struggling a little bit, because with the camera it's HD or Ultra HD, and my computer was like, hold on, this is a bit too much. But eventually, I've managed to do it, but it was just an extremely long day. I was knackered by the time it was all done, so there was no voiceover, no nothing, just music. And even today I'm still feeling the tiredness. I mean, to be fair, today's been a bit of another one of those. We had to take my car to the garage to have it looked at, which turns out there's apparently nothing wrong with it. There is. With your car, you just know when something's not right, it's not right. So, but once we dropped the car off, we ended up going to Costco, and it's about 45 minutes away from us, but because it's obviously Easter bank holiday, coming back, going up to, if you don't know what I mean, there's the lakes in the Lake District, hence the name, which are quite popular with people in the bank holidays all throughout the year pretty much, but especially bank holidays and when the weather's good. Also, a lot of people are going out to Blackpool. So when we were coming back, we were just queuing for absolute ages. So we actually ended up coming off the motorway and just going all over the place just to get home. And by the time we got home, it was something like 3 o'clock, and I sat down and my phone rang from the garage saying, "Oh, your car's ready. There's nothing wrong with it." So then we got back, and then it's coming up to 6 o'clock. So it's been a long day when you do pretty much nothing, but it's all things you have to do, and it's just exhausting. So yeah, I'm tired. It's been a long week. I don't actually remember, watching any of the usual podcasts that I watch. I know I watched Judy, but I can't remember anyone else. If I watched anyone else, to be fair, So that's going to be possibly tomorrow, because luckily there's still, what day are we on? Saturday, Sunday. There's still 3 days of the weekend, so I'll have time to watch everyone's videos and catch up. So I'm gonna finish the National Crochet Month challenge, or I should say International Crochet Challenge. I made it international. I think I got up to favourite hook last week, because that's the 22nd and Friday was the 22nd. So number 23 is Crochet Workspace. I've recorded a video that I'm going to try and insert here just to play while I'm talking. It's really just the section, but it's not a section, it's pretty much the whole spare room that we have. We've got our main bedroom and we've got a spare room that, if you look at one part of the video, you can actually see like a mattress led up against the wall, because it just saves me some space, because it's also the guest bedroom when my mum and dad fly over. But yeah, apart from that, there's all my yarn dyeing stuff that you would have seen already, I presume, because I'm not actually watching the video as it's playing, as I'm talking. There's my yarn dyeing stuff, all my needles, hooks, all the dyes underneath at the bottom, my books, all my yarn on the top levels, I think. At the side in the little plastic cubby, I've got all my you know, like labels and stickers and things like that. And at the bottom one, I've got some diamond painting stuff that I've not touched in ages, which I'm gutted about, because I actually really enjoyed diamond painting. But it's just one of those things I've stopped at the minute. I'll get back to it. But yeah, I think, and then at the beginning, I think you can see my desk, my table, my ancient computer. But yeah, I think that's it. Nothing exciting. I've got my little second-hand pale beige armchair. Nothing fancy. If I'm not crocheting here, I'm usually crocheting in the living room. We've quite a fortunate. We've got some two very comfortable sofas. So yeah, and I'm not going out to show you that right now. It's just a black leather settee in the living room. Number 24, Granny Square. Is that to show our Granny Square, or talk about them, or what's my favourite? Well, I have to stand up. Well, I'm not getting up. They're up there. You've seen a massive box of the Granny Square scrap blanket that I'm working on. Yeah, Granny Squares, I like them. I am looking at different ones at the minute, because the ones that I usually do with the chain ones in between, and then the chain threes on the corners, I'm changing that a little bit to what Juan the Yarn Addict's doing, where you don't chain in between the clusters, and then you only chain one in the corners, because I just like how those look. Oh no, I've got something else that I'll mention in a minute, just so it's related, sort of. Anyway, yeah, Granny Square. 25, why I crochet. Why not? Because I first started out knitting, and my grandma sort of challenged me without challenging me. She said, "Oh, it's amazing how you taught yourself to knit but not to crochet." So I thought, right, it's on. No, I just picked, funnily enough, the first thing I tried to do was a Granny Square, because I couldn't get the stitches right. When I did a chain, I couldn't get the stitches right, you know, like the single crochet, double crochet, all of that. So I decided to do a granny square only because you're obviously working into the windows, so it was just a lot easier. So yeah, wire crochet and granny square, I've hit 2 in that, and then eventually I've realised that it is faster than knitting. I personally believe it is. You know, when I'm working on something, you can see it growing a lot faster than knitting, but that could just be me because I'm a slow knitter and crocheter. But there's that. Number 26, favourite background noise. TV, podcast, music. All of it. It just depends. I listen to audiobooks, podcasts and music at work because my job is basically reading documents and coding medical information relating to patients. I don't have to speak to patients or anything like that. We're just in an office of 25 people, and most of us have got earphones in, so we get to listen to those. Now, how is this related, Adam? Let me tell you the long way around. So when I'm listening to a podcast or an audiobook at work, it's usually something that I've listened to already while I was knitting or crocheting, because when I'm knitting and crocheting, I can listen to new stuff and take it in and you know, carry on working. That's my imitation of knitting and crocheting. They're both the same. So when I'm at work and I'm reading documents, I mean, usually I manage to listen to something new, but if it's a complicated letter or I'm not having a great day, I listen to something that I've heard before, only because then I know what's going on in that, but then I can also carry on doing documents. So yeah, there's a really long explanation on what I'm listening to, but yeah, so I do all 3 of those. TV, if I'm crocheting or knitting, I don't really watch anything that needs constantly looking at. So I wouldn't watch an action film while I'm working on something, but I'll watch you know, TV shows, anything like that. Again, I always go back to stuff that I've seen before. I'm a bit boring like that. I don't have a list of things I want to watch. It's usually very rarely I'll watch something new, but I'll go back to that for years. I mean, the amount of times I've seen The Golden Girls, Gilmore Girls, Schitt's Creek. I love Schitt's Creek on Netflix. Hot in Cleveland. I mean, all those shows. I couldn't tell you how many times I've seen them. Feud season 1, season 2. I'm gonna rewatch. Yeah, I just always end up rewatching stuff. Same with films. Funnily enough, I'm stuck with films that are from between the 1990s and maybe 2010. Anything after that, I think, oh, I don't like them. I don't like that. I don't like the actor. I don't like that actress. So I won't watch it. So Luke has a really hard work with finding something to watch with me, because he just knows not to start anything that if I don't like the look of, I don't even give it a chance. He texted me the other day saying Saltburn Netflix. That usually means someone told him about it, and I've just put back, no, it's meant to be weird, I don't like it. So we don't really watch a lot of stuff together, to be fair. Right, what was I going on about? Because I just went on a random. It's like a bloody interview this. Tell us about you. So what's the latest you've been doing? Well, all the days. Anyway, number 27 is the yarn storage. Yep, plastic tubs, nothing exciting. I've tried the whole caking everything up and then putting them out nicely. Didn't work because these shelves, they don't have any sides, so stuff just kept falling down. Plus, when you want to pull something out and then no, you change your mind, it all falls apart. So I just keep everything in plastic boxes. So I don't think I'll ever have the nice yarny background, unfortunately. Maybe one day if I have that much yarn where it is, you know, a case of having to have cubbies for them, but at the minute it's just plastic boxes. See, that was a lot faster than the previous one. 28 something I'm proud of. I mean, everything I made, pretty much. It's the best. No, I'm just proud that I've managed to make those things. Yeah. I'm proud of that. I'm proud of two things, which I'm going to show you in a minute. You're probably bored and sick of hearing about them, but I'll get back to it in a minute. 29 US to make. Does that have to be finished or just in progress? Because if it has to be finished, it's the Revity wrap for the spring. Oh, sugar, hold on. Ooh. Can't reach it, Steve. Oh, there we go. Ta-da! The Revity wrap. That's probably the latest one I finished. I've got a lot of whips, which I'll show you in a minute. Frog, Upsy number 30, Frog or Upsy Daisy. Loads of stuff. Yeah, does it have to be specifically what project? I mean, I've tried the something I remember specifically is the windsurfer shawl wrap. Only because I couldn't get the linen stitch right, but since then I did make this, which has the linen stitch in it, and I think it's exactly the same construction as the windsurfer wrap, except it's not made with two balls of yarn, it's just made with one cake without colour changes. Because I think with that wrap, what you do is you chain 3 at the end of the second row, and somehow you swap colours every 2 rows without cutting the yarn. But again, that was another aspect of it that I couldn't get right, so that's why just swap. But I might give it a try, I never know. Number 31, anything. I mean, this is as vague as I can be. Right, okay, anything. So I'm going to tie that over with my whips. So that's going to be the anything. I'll get my handy knit one purl one bag. And I've got a bag within a bag. Let's get started. So, in the bag in a bag, I've got my simple double crochet shawl, which for the last 4 weeks I haven't touched. So, yeah, I'll get back to it. It's one of those, but I'm just working on something else. Hold on. So there's that. Then the rock and roll I'm not gonna edit that because I'm not doing any editing today. I've got the Rock and Roll Wrap by Crystal at Bag O' Day. So there's that. I mean, it's, you know, it's growing, but like I said last week, I'm not keen on the fact that you're having to work lengthwise rather than, or the other way around. Basically, you're going the wrong way around. Not wrong way. You're having to go the long way around. So, lengthwise. And I'm struggling with that a little bit because it just, you do one and then you think, it doesn't look like anything yet. But, and then this is one that I do want to finish soonish because I'm not massively enjoying it. So, just want to finish it, get it put on Etsy or somewhere. Hold on. Where's the crochet hook gone? Right. Then I've got the Revedy scarf that I've started a couple of days, maybe a week or so ago. Not really worked on it since. Ta-da! Oh, it's one of those, it doesn't look right unless you block it, or I don't know. It's like every time I get to that end, I think I'm doing it wrong, but then as soon as you know, give it a bit of a pull, it's right. So, yeah, there's that. Come on. And I don't even remember what hook this was, so that's going to be fun. I think it's a 5 because it's I'll find out. Then I've got this wrap, which I still don't remember what it's called, but it's a knitted shawl. Again, not made much progress. You're probably thinking this is the exact same thing as last week, because it is. Yeah, so I'm not a fast worker, probably because I've got thin yarns and it's just taking me a long time to finish everything. When I eventually do a ice yarn order, I'll try to get, like, if I buy a colour changing yarn, I'm gonna buy 2 off so I can double strand it if it's thinner, or buy thicker yarns, because I've got a short attention span. So when it's thinnish yarn and you know it's not moving fast, I start losing interest. That's me. What else? So I was talking about this last week with the Crafty Wool Monthly Yarn Club. I want to do something that I can use to showcase what the yarns were each month for this year. So to have like a 2024 project. And I was thinking about doing a shawl. Well, if I make a shawl, I can't wear it. Do I want to sell it? Not necessarily. Do I give it to someone? Well, everyone got something by now. So I thought, do I make a wall covering? And then I thought, how would I go on about that? So I decided to make this is something I wanted to try before as well, is a hexagon blanket, but making hexagon squares, hexagon shapes, and putting them together. Now, I did. So you've got the 2 colours for January, Yeah, the grey and the colour changing one. So what I did with these, I followed a tutorial. I couldn't tell you, maybe Bella Coco, who I got it from. So I made the hexagons, and they were curling up. So what I did is I put just a single crochet border around it, but flipped it over and worked it in through the other side. So that made it quite flat, flat enough. Using this yarn I've got from World of Wool, this proper yarn they call it. It's 80% Shetland wool and 20% blue-faced Leicester. So I just wanted to use this because it's the same weight as these ones and it's wool. So, I sort of kept everything together because the minis are 80-20. Yeah, I think 80-20 superwash merino and nylon. So, wool, it'd be right. It's just for us. Something to showcase what the first year of the monthly yarn club was like. So, yeah. And 2 minis get me 2 squares. So on the tutorial she only did something like 4 or 5 rounds. Well, I made it into 9 just so it's obviously a bit bigger. I don't have as many little squares to work on, and that gave me something like 12 grams of yarn left over, so I can make another one. Can I? Every time I do maths I think it's not right, but yeah, because it's 20 grams. Yeah, 2. Yeah, I mean, there's a couple more projects in here that I'm not going to show you now. I showed them before. Eventually I'll catch up with all of them and finish some of these, especially this one. I just want to finish it now. Hold up. My leg. And it all fell out the bag. Great. Anyway, so I know every week I keep talking about the website. Well, it is pretty much done. The only difference is, well, the only thing that's left over, as far as I know, is changing the stock picture that's on the Meet the Maker side page. There's a picture of a young, lovely lady that Luke just inserted. It was like a sample thing. You could insert like an example box with the picture and then what to put. So he typed up everything and asked me to have a read of it. I said, yeah, it looks brilliant, but that's not what I look like. So the picture needs changing and a couple of listings need to be put on, but apart from that I think it's ready to go. I'm a little bit nervous about it, if I'm perfectly honest, because with Etsy I think I'm going to carry on using Etsy for a bit, so obviously more people find me, but it's just a bit nerve-wracking, that everything's right with the shipping and all of that through through my own website, because through Etsy it's all done, but that's the convenience of Etsy, but that's where they absolutely take the out of you. So yeah, so the website should be on this weekend. I'm not tonight, because I'm just gonna get this video out, and I think I'm gonna finish it that. Like I said, there's still a 3-day weekend left over, so one of those days I'm gonna finish it, get it online, and I'll get in contact with everyone who keeps buying the monthly yarn clubs, just to say, please will you have a look and start buying it from the website, because it's just going to be, oh, you're going to be able to set it up as a recurrent payment, which was one of the first thing I checked. So I am excited about it, but I'm a little bit anxious that it goes right, because I can't really afford for it to not work for 1 month, because then I'd be buggered. So, many of you might have seen it if you follow me on Instagram and Facebook. Yesterday I spent the day yarn dyeing, as I mentioned. What I did is I dyed up some of the minty orchid, one of those. I haven't fully come up with a name yet, but it's going to be called that for now. So I'm going to show you the one I kept for myself, because I had only one DK undyed yarn left over from maybe a year ago. So I just dyed it up and I decided to keep it for myself because I really like it. So this is a thing I'm proud of, going back to the National Crochet Month, International Crochet Month. Yeah, I'm just so happy with it. I'm not usually one to go on about my own yarn. This time I am, and I'm just so happy that I'm able to get this out as a staple of my shop. Yeah, I'm just extremely happy with it. I mean, I'll bring it a bit closer so you can see all the colours. One thing I did notice yesterday is I was used to working with sock weight yarn, or fingering, or sock. Yeah, I think sock weight yarn. So the dyes took to it a lot better. You know, less soaked up more, and you know, you didn't need as much. Whereas with this, I did it exactly the same way, and I flipped it over. I thought, ooh, it's not fully covered. So I just had to go back and amend a couple of things. But you know, turned out absolutely perfect, just how I wanted it. So that's mine. I'm gonna make something with it because it's mine, and I love it. But here we go with the sock weight version, which is what I'm going to start selling. What I'm going to be doing is I'll put these up as pre-orders, because then I can play around with the leftover yarns that I've got undyed, and you know, come up with new ideas. So I'm going to do a lot of these as pre-orders. You know, first come first serve, will receive the first 1, 2, I think I've got dyed up. Basically I tied up a couple of each, I mean something else, just so I can get some decent pictures, and then once I start selling them, I'm going to start dyeing them up every, you know, few weeks, get them shipped off. It's just better, you know, managing it money wise as well. You know, I'm a small independent yarn dyer. You know, it's not, I don't have a warehouse full of undyed yarn ready to go at any minute, unfortunately. One day. So that's a terrible hanging, by the way. It takes me like 5 different goes to get it right. The other one, which looks terrible as a hang like this, is what I call the lucky stone, because I couldn't come up with a different name, so I called it lucky stone. Lucky because it was lucky how it turned out, which is this one. I don't know how else to describe it, but yeah, it's on a light blue base, light navy base, navy coloured base, speckled with turquoise, merlot, navy and grey granite, I think. So I just really like how this looks when you looking at the colours up close, which I should have showed already. They just blend really nicely together, I think. So this will be another staple of my shop that I will be selling as a pre-order. Currently I've got 2 skeins of these ready to go. Yeah, as and when I start selling them, I'll be dyeing them up as and when needed. Just trying to get it hanged up nicely. I'm not used to 100-gram skeins, not recently. Yeah, it doesn't look. It's one of those. It looks better when it's laid out, but it is what it is. It's a lovely yarn. I like it. I'm proud of it. Yeah, I think that's that for this week. I know I said I don't have much to talk about, and I've blabbered on for at least 40 minutes, I'd say. I've ordered quite a lot of new dyes, which I will be using in the monthly clubs, and if I come up with a new idea, I'm going to start selling them 100-gram skeins and all of that. But yeah, apart from that, nothing else that I can think. Hold on. Is it this one? Nope. This company on Amazon, this Ommi, or OMMI, they'll be raking it in, I bet, because these crochet hooks, this just arrived 10 minutes before I started recording. I was waiting for it. I absolutely love it. It's absolutely brilliant for £8.25, and it looks exactly like the furls hooks do, but at a fraction of the price. You literally cannot go wrong. So this company, carry on, and I'll be spending my wage probably on these hooks because I just love them. So I've got this now, a 4mm, which I tried quickly. It's a game changer. I'm not being paid to say any of this. If I was, I'd tell you, but no. And then I've got the 5mm ugly one, which now you know I'm not getting paid to do this, to say this, because this is ugly. I don't like it, but it was the only one that they had in stock, so I bought it to try it. Works absolutely fine, but I've not made anything with it yet. The 4mm, I love it. I love how it looks, and this is gonna get a lot of work. This is gonna be used quite a lot because I use quite a lot of yarn that need 4mm hooks. So yeah, more to add to. More crochet hooks to be added to my Knit Happens cup mug. I've got the empty boxes now. Yeah, that's it. I do have to edit this video a little bit because I made the... Anyway, so apart from that, I'm gonna get this out there and I'm gonna have my tea and chill because I'm absolutely exhausted. So have a lovely Easter if you're celebrating. If not, enjoy the long weekend. Have a good time. Get crafting, and I shall see you next week. Have a good weekend, everyone. Bye.